Everyone, this is Eric Chabot here. I am the director of a couple apologetic ministries here in Columbus, Ohio. One is at the Ohio State University, another one is at Columbus State Community College. These are what are called Ratio Christi chapters, which means Reason for Christ. That's a nationwide apologetics ministry. We have chapters on several college campuses across the nation and other parts of the world. I also am the Midwest representative for CGF Ministries, and I have been doing full-time campus apologetics since about 2005. So in this clip, I want to talk a little bit about the issue of the people that come to me, or I've seen over the years, that they have expressed a desire to do apologetics full-time. In other words, they want to make a living being a full-time apologist. That is an admirable desire, but in this clip, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the questions that need to be asked. The first one is, what do you mean by wanting to do it full time? In other words, what do you want to do full time in the field of Christian apologetics? Apologetics is giving reasons or evidence or justification for why we believe what we believe, for why we think Christianity is true, why we've committed our life to Jesus, why we think God exists, why we think Jesus rose from the dead. Just all kinds of things that field covers in the areas of philosophy, history, science, theology, ethics, just all kinds of things. So the question becomes, what do you want to do in full-time apologetics? Do you want to do something like I do, where you are on a college campus full-time and you're leading an apologetics ministry there? Because as far as I know, Ratio Christi is about the only apologetics ministry there is nationwide that allows someone to do that. Or do you want to try to be a very academic apologist, meaning that you want to write books, like you want to be like Douglas Groothuis here, that writes a giant 800-page book on Christian apologetics? Or the one I have down here, like the one by William Lane Craig and J.P. Moreland, Philosophical Foundations for Christian Worldview. Both, these authors right here obviously do a lot with apologetics, but they're also teaching at seminaries. They have a long academic teaching career. So do you want to do apologetics in an academic setting? Are you looking to be a professor somewhere? Do you want to teach full-time? That's something you need to ask. Or do you want to do it the way I do it? Do you want to do something on a college campus where you're doing full-time missions? Or do you want to do it in a church? Many churches don't hire full-time apologists, as we know. So you probably won't get a job in a church being a full-time apologist. You might be able to in some cases, but most likely no. But anyways, so you need to think that through. What do you want to do when you say you want to be in full-time apologetics? The second thing is, can you do it full-time? Meaning that, can you make a living doing it? Can you do what I do, where you go and raise support to make a living? That's what I do. I'm a support-based missionary. That means you have to be able to get in front of a lot of people. You have to have good relational skills. You have to believe in what you do. You have to be able to convince people why they would want to partner with you in what you do. People like James Warner Wallace does not depend upon a support-based income. He has a pension because he was a full-time cold case detective. He's retired. Other people do not necessarily rely fully on support-based work. I know my friend Mike Lacona, that's a resurrection apologist. He teaches at Houston Baptist Seminary as well. Derives an income from that. Of course, he does debate. He writes books too, but you need to think it through. Can you really support your family doing this full-time, and how do you intend to do this? Thirdly, question you need to ask is, why do you want to be in full-time apologetics? Are you doing it to build your own platform where you want to be a celebrity Christian and you want people flocking to you? Years ago, when I saw William Lane Craig debate at the Ohio State University, this is 20, 30 years ago or 25 years ago, I said, wow, that looks really awesome. He's on a stage and everybody sees him and he's getting all this attention. And boy, wouldn't it be great to be like that? Well, that was my pride speaking at the time, and I was immature. But the point is that you can't go into full-time apologetics because you want to be a celebrity Christian and you want a giant platform so people are always looking at you, and you're checking how many YouTube followers you have all the time, and how many Facebook followers you have, and you're just constantly in the limelight promoting yourself. So you need to think about your motives as to why you want to do this. Now, if you think that God has given you this burden and you think that you can use the gifts he's given you to build his kingdom full time and you have pure motives, then that's great. But you always have to be weighing your motives, okay? And then finally, I would say you need to think about what you want to focus on in the field of apologetics. You can't learn everything. Do you want to be someone that focuses strictly on the resurrection, like Michael Licona does? He does a lot of work on the resurrection or New Testament Gospels. Or do you want to be a generalist, like my friend Frank Turek? He's a Christian apologist, well known, but he's a generalist. He just covers a lot of general topics. Norman Geisler was more of a generalist. Of course, he had a PhD in philosophy, but still, he was a very popular apologist, wrote a lot of things on general apologetics. Or do you want to hone in on one specific area or a couple areas? You know, do you want to focus on just philosophy or history or something to do with science maybe? So you have to think about those things. So the point is, yes, full-time apologetics can happen, but there's a lot of things you need to think about. And remember, if you have a family, your family needs to be on board with you, okay? Some people think, you know, as an apologist, you'll write a book and you'll get popular and you'll just travel all over the circuit speaking and writing and everyone will, you know, want you to come speak. And then you just leave your family back home while you go out and build up your name and your celebrity status. But in the end, that's not going to help your family and you're probably not going to be very happy in that situation because your family will be affected by your motives just to glorify your name, your own name. So you got to think about that. You know, how does your family fit into this? Do they support what you do? And are you willing to, you know, think about the scheduling and all that goes into taking on such an endeavor? So these are just some of the things that come up and they have come up over the years. I hope these help you in how you go to think about, you know, formulating a plan, how to do full-time apologetics if you are desiring to do that. But anyway, that's my experience for you. There's more that can be said. But anyway, I hope this helps you. Have a good day.